Hey guys, welcome back. This is Jury Garage. I'm Davis. We're going to be working on the Camaro today. So this is our turbocharged 3.8 cammed Camaro. We just recently got this up and running. If you checked out some of our last videos, we got up and driving finally, doing some tuning, getting it a boost. Had a couple problems last time. Unfortunately, it was making way too much boost than what we wanted it to. Right now, it has a really fragile transmission. It's a Tremec T5. And it's got the classic 10 bolt that these F bodies came with, rear end. They're all very weak, so we wanted to keep the boost a little low. We put a 5-pound wastegate spring in here, but it was not working, and we were just testing some baby rips, getting up to maybe like 4,000, 4,500 RPM, and it was making 10 pounds of boost. So we have fixed that. Already fixed, actually. I'll just go over that. We also need headlights. Our intention was to go to the drag strip today. Unfortunately, will not happen with either cars. I'll talk about the Mustang here, why we can't bring it. It's all ready. It's got his drag radials on and stuff, but unfortunately decided not to take it today. We do actually have another chance next weekend, so we'll probably do that, at least with the Camaro. We'll see about the Mustang. I'll get into that later, though. When you get headlights on this thing and the wheels and tires, unfortunately, are not here. We're waiting on just the tires. We have the wheels. FedEx has delayed them, and they're in Portland right now. We're right, we're a stone throw from Portland, and it's stuck in Portland, delayed due to weather issues. And as you can see, horrible weather right now. I don't know what that's about, but that's one reason we're not taking the Camaro this week. The tires are 13 years old, dry rotted, gonna blow up basically. Even just driving around is kind of sketchy in these things, but that's fine. We're going to focus on getting the headlights in, and I'm going to be doing some more tuning on this. We're going to take it on a drive because it now should be making 5 pounds of boost. What I had forgotten was at the very top here, there's a nipple. You can apply boost pressure to the top of the diaphragm and the bottom of the diaphragm. For a normal wastegate with no boost control, you plumb it to the bottom of the wastegate, it opens the valve. The top I actually had plugged. You're supposed to leave that open atmosphere so the diaphragm can open. Unfortunately, made that mistake. It made a little bit too much boost, but it was fine. Added that nipple to it. It now makes consistently 5 pounds of boost. We also had an issue where after letting off the throttle, the car would basically just die. It would drop down to like 500 RPM, and it'd catch itself and then drop down and catch itself, drop down. Eventually it would catch an idle. I think I figured out what it was. I did some more research on tuning with these cars, and the computer is not very robust. Right now we're running just off the MAF, and you have to think about it. We're turbocharged, and even slight throttle. Once you're going, the mass airflow sensor will measure how much air comes in, the blade shuts, and that's why you have the blow-off valve to release pressure. Blow-off valve was actually not working. I had it set really hard, so it wasn't even opening. So I'm thinking what happened is, even after a little bit of driving, like it would be seeing a lot of air through here, cruising. We let off, the air hits the blade and it has nowhere to go, hits back. That's why we're hearing turbo flutter. Now I have this working. We're gonna see how it drives. Honestly, I still don't know much about tuning or why it's doing this thing, but this is just one variable that we can change. We can get the blow-off valve working properly. So did that with our eBay Ingretti, whatever this is. So guys, I'm gonna get the new lights on here. We just got the eBay special, just normal replacement lenses. They're kind of blacked out housings, which are really nice. I actually like that rather than just like the straight chrome. We're gonna get those on here. I think you have to take off the front fascia and then get those bolted in, and finally I'll have some headlights so we can drive this at night. And we're gonna continue with some tuning. All right guys, got the headlights on. Only thing is like when they're bolted up, only one bolt position right here, and it doesn't line up very well. The previous owner had used these to kind of space out the headlights, so imagine you could take the lens out here, and now it's more flush. You know, you could just fix that with alignment and then just space this. It's seemingly like I'm gonna have to do that if I want it to sit flush with the bumper, so not sure exactly what I'm gonna do. I don't have like tons of nuts that'll fit this. I might, I don't know, I'll have to check, but this would basically space out. You need a couple nuts between there to space it properly, and still only one nut and bolt holding it, because if it's this far out, these brackets back here no longer clip in. As you can see, this is like the standard way of getting it on. See, now it's hooked in, and then you have this top nut or bolt holding it in, but then you have like an inch gap. It's very weird. Don't know if it's just because these are just cheap eBay ones or what the deal is, or if there's some adjustment. There are adjustment with these right here, but that's really for tilting up and down the bulbs. So don't know what I'm gonna do. I think I'm just gonna leave it as is and just have the gap for now, because it's better than nothing, and then Tristan can go back and adjust it how he prefers. All right guys, just taking a quick break on the Camaro. I got a package delivered. This is reason being why I'm not taking the Mustang to the drag strip today. I have a lot of plans with the Mustang. I just got a bunch of parts here. I have a Eaton Detroit True Track differential, 308 rear gears, rear gear rebuild kit, new gear oil, rear lower control arm relocation brackets, and then race suit. All that basically was scheduled out November 1st to get the gears installed. That is still past race season. That's fine. I was still going to race it, but to prepare it yesterday, I gave it an oil change, and to my surprise, I see what looks like glitter in the oil. So I've never really paid extreme attention to what the oil should look like, but I know what glitter in oil looks like. We built motors before, you know, we've done oil changes on this. This is a completely new engine. There's some glitter in it. Every other oil change on any normal car I've ever done, I don't remember seeing glitter. So I don't know if this is like I'm being overly skeptical. I'll put a video in what I was seeing of that oil. I'm just concerned about the motor. A lot of people online are saying just send it. I posted on the Department of Boost Facebook page, and everyone on there is saying it's probably fine to send it. Also, I was planning on rebuilding the motor in the winter anyways. I have some Boss 302 connecting rods, DSS flat top forged pistons, full timing rebuild kit, GT500 oil pump gear, just like all the stuff I'll need to make this kind of more reliable. Not like balls to the wall, like 1,000 horsepower plus, but I mean, it'll support what I want to do with it, probably like 600 wheel. So seeing glitter in there, I just wanted to check it out. I did another oil change. It looked a little bit cleaner, but it's still hard to tell. I didn't drive it much, so I bought an oil filter cutter tool. So I have that set up right over here. It's unfortunately not big enough to fit on the bottom, which is really disappointing. I advertised this was like pretty big, so basically just cutting this open here now, and I will pop it open and show you what I find. All right guys, got the top taken off. This stuff is, I would say, just straight up from me cutting it. It's literally a really bad angle to be working on, having to do it basically upside down. So let me pop this out of the vise and move this over to this guy here. Let me work on prying this out. It's really going to be hard to see on camera, but there is glitter in that. All right guys, got the filter out here. So far, I mean, it looks clean. I'm gonna go more thoroughly in here. I'm gonna pull it apart, look for anything that is suspect. Looks like there's something right there, and that was protected by that guy up there, unless that got, you know, embedded in it when I was taking it off somehow. But there's a little speck of metal right there for sure. There's more metal. It's definitely metal. That there's no way that was from anything else other than something coming out of the car. That is very suspect. I don't know what the hell that is. Bearing material or something. Hey guys. Yep, Tristan showed up. We were just looking through it, and it's really not going to show up well on the GoPro, but as the oil is leaking down, there's tons of glitter, and there's just like big floating chunks in that too. Like, holy crap.
It's not wanting to focus amazingly,
Yeah,
but you can see the bigger chunks for sure.
Throwing a bunch on the ground. I took a bunch of photos. I took a bunch of photos for you guys. I'll take a photo of this too, because that one was pretty fucked. So, yeah, we will see, guys.
It's really not looking good for the Mustang so far.
And I tried cutting this open as cleanly as I could. There was this on top of it and sealed because I had sealant over it. I'm disregarding kind of like the black sludge.
Oh, maybe that sealant is what that was on the filter, like some of the black chunks.
Yeah. So I know for a fact how I took it out. There's no way me cutting the top of this, it could have gone that embedded in the center.
Right.
Because that was straight in the center. Like, that's not something that I introduced to the filter. That's something that it had picked up while it was running.
Yeah.
And there's, I mean, I'm seeing 3 specks here. I'm seeing 1 tiny speck there. No specks in here. Maybe very small ones are flowing with the oil. There's a speck there. There's like over 30 to 60 specks throughout this filter that I could see. Like, there's...
Oh, like, yep, there's one, guys.
Big chunk, sliver there. Another sliver.
There's slivers, like not even little chunks, but like long slivers. They're like a
bunch of stuff.
I don't know, like a 1/4 inch long. That kind of worries me overall.
Yeah.
I mean, just the pictures of the oil worried me quite a bit, but...
Yep, that's not what you want to see in your oil filter, so...
Nope.
From the video that I showed you guys, from the photos that you've seen, let me know down in the description what you guys think, if I should just send it or if I should be safe with it. I have all the parts over there. Most of them, all I need is the bearings and head gaskets and head bolts, and that's it. And then I have everything ready to rebuild the motor.
Yeah.
Should I just keep it safe and rebuild on my own time? Just send it at the track and see what happens, see if it lives? It probably would. I mean, I don't want to blow up the block and then not have, you know, an engine to rebuild. Tristan was just asking me about how much these motors cost, and I would think a 3-valve should cost about $500, and I've seen them for that much. But if you're like in need and have to buy one off eBay or something, it's like $1,500 to $2,000.
Damn.
People on Facebook Marketplace, you'll usually find them trying to get like $2,000 for them. You'll find the, you know, rare person who kind of sells them at what their real value is, which is like $500 or under $1,000. If I get one for $800, that'd be good. Also, I'm specifically looking for a 2008 short block or higher, so 08 to 10. Like, if you guys are local to Portland and have an engine, I'll buy one from you. So just 08 and older.
Right, like, what my opinion is I think that he should maybe buy a new motor, save on the old motor, rebuild the new one, and then just sell his old motor as a runner.
Yeah, that's
you know?
true. I could do that.
Because it, you know, if it's worth over $1,000, I mean, that's a good chunk of change to lose.
Recoup it or keep it as a spare in case my
there
new
you go,
engine blows
that too.
up.
But yeah, I feel like letting the motor die is probably the worst scenario, because then you're losing, and some of your parts might I don't know how much you've done to that engine, but some of the parts might get damaged if you have aftermarket parts in the engine.
I haven't opened the engine up at all.
Oh, okay.
But nevertheless, it's like, you know, expensive engine.
Yeah. I personally think you should save on it.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm gonna do that.
It's not his daily, so it can go down for a while.
I work from home, so I don't really even need a car. So does my wife, and I have my car and she has hers. If this were to blow up, it would suck. It'd be doable, but I don't want to have to do that. Rely, you know, only on one car. So, yeah, kind of a tough break. I think I got my conclusion from looking at that oil filter. But you guys down in the comments, be sure to let me know what you think of it.
Yeah,
if you'd send it.
Have they seen the oil yet? Because I don't know. I don't know how this video is going. So.
Yeah, I posted it in earlier. I'll do it again. A video of the oil that came out. I was just spreading it around with a zip tie, and I had cleaned the catch pan before, so it was completely sterile. Nothing in there. Brake cleaned it. Got all of it out there. That was what the oil was. It wasn't picked up from the pan or anything, or from a previous oil change. It was just that bad. That's
really rough. I wonder if it's a bearing or if it's anything else. I mean, it's got 130,000 miles on it, rough miles.
Yeah.
And some of that supercharged, but
yeah,
I still feel like
I raced it a lot before it was boosted. I got it in 2017. I bought it with 110,000 miles. It has 138,000 miles on it now. Raced it a lot before I supercharged it. After I 6RA swapped it and supercharged it, I haven't really taken it to track that much. But I have taken it to the track, and I've done hot laps and just ripping around town and stuff in Mexico. So, yeah. I mean, what more can you ask? 138,000 mile engine.
I mean, that's when mine blew up, 120. But then again, that was water and oil. So,
Yeah.
But honestly, like, Davis doesn't rip on his Mustang because he doesn't drive it that much as the average 20-year-old something rips on it. We also know who owned the Mustang before Davis.
Yeah.
And they were not good on that car. So that really sucks.
But I've never had any major trouble with the car, so. And it's still not knocking or doing anything weird. Still has good oil pressure, so I don't know.
Yeah, so like he could drive it around, and in fact, I feel like it would just be fine if you drove it for a little while longer. But if I'm pretty sure if you take it to the track and really bang it off the rev limiter or just get it higher RPM, I think that it's gonna die.
Even for this video, guys, I was planning on taking out and testing some things, testing that the trans brake and two-step still works, and like doing a two-wheel or doing a second gear burnout because I want to get the tire speed up because I want to heat up the rear tires. I was trying to focus on like seeing what I can do to improve traction, but even at this point, I'm not gonna do that. Unfortunately, we're gonna turn our attention back to the Camaro here. So.
Yep, and unfortunately, we're not gonna be able to race today for several reasons.
Yeah, I mentioned a bit earlier, but go ahead.
Yeah, so we don't have the tires that we wanted to because the tires that are on the Camaro right now are dry rotted.
We're gonna do it. Well, we're still going to do a tire and wheel reveal.
Yep.
You early viewers, or if you want to go back, we've already revealed what they were, but that was like two or 3 years ago. We're gonna have a wheel and tire reveal next weekend. We're gonna be taking it to the track. So.
Yep. Hopefully it'll have more miles on it. Hopefully it'll have a better tune on it. Yep. Basically, like the car should be in a lot better place than it should. How did the headlights mount?
You can see the gap right there. There's a reason they had spaced it with those nuts. Remember?
That was me.
Oh, you did?
That was me.
Yeah, look at that. It doesn't even.
Yeah, so that was a problem with the old ones, but if you remember our old headlights, guys, I had to do something really wonky to get them to mount because the old headlights, which were like a newer style, didn't actually mount here. Didn't use the stock mounting at all. So literally the kid zip tied it who owned the car before, and so they were just like wobbly. This doesn't look great. So I don't know what's going on with that. I guess we just have to space it. But
we'll have to space it again. But that I explained in the video. You can see there's tabs on the back.
Yeah.
So that's what it sits in.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see that. But if you space it, the only thing that's going to be
holding the tabs won't even fit it.
They won't reach anymore. So the only thing holding them in would be the top bolt.
And this bumper is in the correct place.
Yep. I made sure.
So I really don't know what to do about that.
You can adjust these, which adjusts the tilt, but that'll adjust where the beams are going to
be. It's not. So it's not going to adjust the actual placement.
It does. It gets it closer.
You know what? It does visually look like it should be coming out more because you see how like this is supposed to line up with the hood.
Yeah.
But like the hood should be going down this line.
We can mess with it more, and we
kind of odd.
We can space these out. I was doing that, and
you know what? This almost looks like this mount right here. It looks like it's just a bunch of nuts and bolts that hold it in.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe there's potential that we could even move this mount out.
Oh yeah, you're right.
But
the bottom part.
That's just something that we're gonna have to like look at. I mean, obviously.
So this is for headlight adjustment, but I mean,
it's actually kind of.
It closes the gap.
It does close a little bit, but yeah.
But then it's going to be like pointed hardcore down.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that points it way down.
Yep, compared to the other one, which is.
Yeah, you can tell. You can literally tell that one's pointing down. That's a big L.
Yeah, we're going to.
Because they don't fit right, but this existed with the old headlights. This is a consistent problem.
Well, that's fine. We'll just. I mean, we're not even going to the track till next week.
Yep. So we got time.
I did get the blow-off valve working because it was set to its hardest setting. So now it is working.
Yep.
Wastegate
awesome.
Now has the top open to vacuum.
Yeah, guys.
Open to atmosphere.
I think we explained it, but we literally had to unscrew this piece to actually get it to work, to actually get the wastegate working and vent the pressure, because that was screwed too much close, so it literally was closing it, not letting it vent pressure. So that's an issue.
Blow-off valve wastegate works, so we can take it on a test drive and see how it feels if it's going to try to die again.
Yeah.
And you'll get to see us get to our preferred 5 pounds of boost ripping this thing. So.
Yeah, I think we made 6 last time, which I think we're probably just gonna make 6 like the next time.
Yep.
But yeah, let's go give it some test drive and see what happens. Garner needs some more data logs anyways with the working
miles and
with the working blow off valve. We want to see if it's going to create turbo flutter, because like that was probably the issue of the blow-off valve not working. Like that was a symptom.
It was just confusing the math, because air would enter, it'd read it, and then throttle blade would close, and then it would like freak out.
Exactly, and then we'd hear the flutter, and flutter isn't necessarily a good thing.
It sounds cool, but it's not. But you might hear, we'll hear this now, which will be a like blow off valve noise, which people like too.
Like which we never heard before, which for obvious reason.
And I didn't know, but this is a knockoff Gretty.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It's a knockoff name brand?
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I was concerned with its size, but it seems big enough, and people put these on like Evos and whatnot. So
right. I mean, if it ever is a problem, we can always modify it and put a bigger one on.
Yep.
But yeah, guys, we'll be right back, and we'll get to driving. What that is.
Tire blew up, I think. Yep.
Well, good thing we didn't go to the track on them tires, huh?
Yep.
It literally wouldn't have even made it down the fucking track. Well, that was the quickest data log we ever done did. All right, guys, we're gonna fucking be back.
We're not.
I saw something fly off the car. Davis, I see something over there.
Oh yeah, I can see pieces.
It also kind of fucked up the fender a little bit on the bottom. Oh my God.
That's what it is, the fender.
Oh, getting down there is burning my eyes from the exhaust.
That's what it is, the fenders. It tore out the fender.
Oh, it tore out the fender.
Yeah.
And it fucked up the tire.
Fucked up the tire.
Yeah, because they weren't bolted in. Is the driver's side still in?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna run and go get it. What the hell? Oh no, that is the. Oh, it's in two pieces now. What the fuck? Holy shit! It fucked that thing. It really fucked this thing. Look at this, the tire was really rubbing on it the entire time. No, ooh, it's hot. Not good. Not good at all. Oh, fuck, guys. I can't believe that. Ooh, that sounds good. So it tore it in two pieces. Wow. Look at that. Hey, will you pop the hatch? Well, I guess
my bad with doing all the bumper stuff. I don't know. It was a year in there.
Look at this. It's all melted.
Yeah, we ran it over.
No big deal though. Yeah. All right. Well, that was exciting, guys. I didn't think
if that tire is actually going. Like I saw shreds on it.
I did see shreds. Could have been the plastic.
Yeah, it could have been the plastic.
Well, you know what? After a couple miles, it'll work itself out.
Yeah. But if you listen to this.
Is it still making noise?
I'll just rev it, right? And like the bypass valve worked and it's about died, but it recovered pretty quickly, so maybe it's helping a little bit. Maybe I should try to kill it.
I can smell the burnt rubber now.
Damn, that feels so good.
Made 5 pounds exactly.
That feels so good, guys.
God damn.
That pulls so hard just on 5 pounds, honestly.
Holy crap.
I wasn't getting in it at all. Like I was getting up to like 4,000 or 5,000.
People are saying Cam 3800s don't get good vacuum. I think otherwise. It's getting 15 to 20. That's where my Bonneville sits. It sits right at 17.
Yep. Yeah, it's trying to die a little bit. We'll still have to figure that out. I think it's all in the MAF tuning.
I hear something rotational too.
Yeah.
I think that the tire actually might be hurt, but I think we should just drive it a little bit more and see.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
We're close to home base, guys, so we'll be right back. All right, guys, so we just got back from that drive.
Yep.
And we basically went on another drive, and some more stuff happened that did not end up on camera.
Yeah.
We were driving around, and Tristan wanted to get more logs of ripping it from a stop, and we ripped it from a stop, and the car shut off, and partly because of Tristan's learning with clutch and, you know, starting first, and it was kind of on an incline, but it wasn't starting again after that. So we came out, let it sit for a second. We were looking to see if there's anything, and I went back in, fired it, came right up again. I think maybe after it flooded the cylinders or something, that's why it wasn't turning over. So we just had to give it some time for the fuel to drain down, then fire up again. But after that, I was checking the oil pressure, and it was sitting at like 45 psi when normally it sits at 60 at idle. So the gauge cluster oil sensor is not like super accurate to my knowledge. It might just be a dummy gauge.
Yeah, and it only goes to the gauge cluster. It doesn't actually go to the PCM.
So we cannot record in HP tuners.
Yep, and so what we're thinking is just buying an aftermarket gauge for the oil pressure, so that we at least know for certain what the oil pressure is. But then let's talk about some of the other issues. When we were driving it, before it died, I got on it, and it started like kind of bucking like we saw last week, except it was different because the RPMs were like bouncing.
That was totally something different.
That was different.
I hadn't felt that. Basically what I felt was we were going, and I was watching the boost while Tristan was driving, and it got up to like 4.5, 5 pounds of boost, and it was kind of like jumping back and forth. You can feel the car like not pushing past that point, so it's having trouble revving.
What if like
it could have been maybe the
boost, the
bypass valve might have been opening because it's in 5 and then bouncing off, so maybe more just from that. It's very odd. We need to look at the data log, which we're definitely right after this looking at the data log and seeing what happened.
Yeah, we're also gonna maybe ask Garner if he knows anything about that. And then also it's continually having the issue where on let off it will just like go up to 2,000 RPMs and just kind of sit there.
Yeah, that was a weird thing that came back.
And then one time, one of the times it happened, sorry about the dogs, guys. One of the times it happens, I came to a stop, put the brake down, and then pushing that brake fixed it. Went back down to like 800.
That still has to be the idle. I guarantee it.
But then
the idle sensor, whatever that is.
After it happened again, I tried the same thing, came up to a stop, it didn't do anything to it. It just stayed there, and then I revved out of it, got off, and then it returned to normal. So I really don't know what that issue is attributed to. There's a lot of little issues right now, fighting mechanically and also tune related. It's like we're dealing with both right now.
Yep.
But yeah, this is a new build. But like we're just trying.
Good thing we didn't take it to the track today, because there would have been tons of problems.
Tons of problems.
Like, dear God, like
it would have been really rough.
It would have been something.
It's pretty untested right now.
Yeah, it might have been a bit half baked to just want to take it to the track already, but whatever. We'll figure this out. We're definitely gonna look over the data logs. We're gonna have Garner look over as well. We need to fix the fender liner. We might just like drift stitch it back together with some zip ties.
Yep.
Otherwise he'll be buying another one, because this is actually the wheel well where our cold air intake is. And you know, if you know where we are, kind of in the Vancouver, Portland area, it rains here. And
yeah, it rains all freaking fall, all winter, all spring.
This whole last week it's been misting and raining every morning. So
yeah, we definitely need a fender liner there.
For sure.
And then we get the new wheels and tires next week. You guys will be able to see that. So just a lot of testing we need to figure out on this thing.
Right side, the wastegate's working. The blow-off valve is working.
Yep, no overboosting.
Maybe too good.
Yep, we gotta adjust that thing.
And like I said, I don't know what the bucking issue is. I wiggled the crank sensor wire, which I think maybe is suspect, but I don't really think that's it.
No, I inspected it and I rewrapped it. It's perfectly fine.
And then
yeah, we'll check that log and see if we saw those spikes again, because I don't know if I explained it. I looked over the last data logs from the last video, and there was points where we felt the bucking that we were talking about, and RPMs reported it was at like 9,000 or 10,000 RPM.
Yeah.
Clearly, obviously wasn't. There was something red wrong, and it, you know, cut it, basically.
Yep, so there's something to that. And yeah, I mean, if it is a crank sensor, I have many. I mean, pulling off the balancer is kind of annoying with the turbo kit. Well, just in general, it's kind of annoying.
It doesn't take that much. All you have to do is drop this and drop that, and then you're good.
Right. But yeah, so we don't have a lot of progress on this. We didn't have a lot of time with it. But yeah, I think that these 2 data logs might be enough for Garner, because we need at least another tune. It just runs too rich in almost every single...
Yeah, and what I've learned myself, like I went through some HP stuff and just looked through the data log. It's running right off the map. I could adjust it and I could lean it out, which it definitely needs to be when it's like an idle, but I'd prefer Garner do it because he's got the experience.
Yeah. So yeah, just more testing to do, guys. You're gonna see more progress next week. You're also gonna see the wheels and tires. God, I hope so.
Yeah. Stuck in Portland.
Tires yesterday.
Stuck in Portland due to weather.
Weather.
And look how bad it is.
What weather is going on? I don't know. It's like, can I go get them myself? It's in Portland.
I'll risk the trip, the dangerous weather.
I'll risk the bad weather to go get my tires.
Yep.
Anyways, you'll see that. The Camaro will at least go to the track. I'm not sure if it'll race. It depends on how it's driving. And also, the thing has like 35 miles on it. Not so sure.
I mean, we're already ripping it.
We are already ripping it, but we're not ripping it like from us trying to go full.
It needs more driving. Tristan needs more driving experience, and we should definitely change the oil before we go to the track.
For sure. In fact, I was curious to see if we drain the oil a little bit like how we did last time, if it has fuel in it again.
I smelled the dipstick, or the oil that came out of the dipstick, and it smelled fine.
Nothing? Okay. I trust that. But if we do an oil change anyways next week, we'll figure that out.
Yes, for sure.
But yeah, guys, that's about it for the Camaro. Kind of RIP in this episode because, again, I mean,
we don't know anything.
Shit happened.
We don't know what's going on with that oil pressure sensor, so we're gonna buy an oil pressure sensor, probably boost gauge, and then I'm just gonna send it. And I'm gonna buy the heat exchanger that we need because this is getting really hot. We are ripping it. That is dangerous with a boosted car. Even at 5 pounds, we should have an intercooler. Yeah, we should. And we didn't see any KR like at 5 pounds, but then at 10 pounds we did.
Yeah, we did. So,
but also we let this go farther, and it was getting hotter, so we might see some.
And with that small of a degree,
boost creep a little bit, or
so
maybe sometimes
like pre-detonation. Yeah, so we saw about 2.5 degrees at most of pre-det, and so.
But that's at 10 pounds, and we're at 5.
Yeah, with the intercooler, that should absolutely solve that problem because that's not a lot of.
Yeah.
That's not a lot of pre-det. I mean, more than you want, of course, but like an intercooler will solve that alone. And then the meth will be even better.
Yep.
I don't know when we're hooking that up, but we have all the stuff for it. Could be soon, could not be soon.
Yeah, we have meth kit, the AAM meth kit, and then we're gonna do the intercooler. So this thing should be icy cold soon.
I just don't know if you need to do it before or after the meth, because I feel like if it's
after for sure.
Okay. That makes
and
more
we
sense.
might plumb it into here. We might ditch the intake air sensor and just plumb it right in there.
It's a great idea
because I can drill that plate.
Hell of a reducer, because you know how small that nozzle is.
Well, no, I can drill that aluminum plate and tap it. Yep.
Great idea.
So we can do that.
I just wish we had more for the viewers to see, but
yeah, we've been coming off a lot of milestone videos, taking a first drive, hitting boost for the first time. But
don't get greedy,
I know you guys enjoy the content, and we appreciate you watching. And you've been killing it on the last several videos. Just so much interaction, and they've been doing so well. I know you guys like this. You know, this car, Project F. We're gonna make it work.
Yeah, we are gonna make it work. Please comment on our videos. We love seeing your comments. We love reading them. We love replying to them.
Yep. So that's going to do it. If you do want to support us, because lots of expenses with this upcoming, join us as a member down below. Just subscribing, leaving a like, following us on Patreon, all that helps us. But that's going to do it for today. We'll see you next time.